Hello, my name is Tara Moore. I am a long-time Tennis Warehouse fan and I've been with you guys for a really long time, and I'm here to try out a couple rackets today. I currently use the Yonex Percept 100D. It's a great racket, loads of control, a lot of power as well. I'm also going to test out quite a few other rackets today, so come along on the ride with me. I am currently warming up with my racket of choice at the moment. It is a Yonex Percept. It's the 100D, so it's a little bit different from other rackets. It's got a 18-19 string pattern actually. So it's a little bit more control off of the strings. I get a lot of pace and power, which is great for doubles, I think. It's great on my forehand. I feel like I've got a lot of extra give, and my volleys feel really good with it. So right now, it's a great racket for me. I am gonna try out a lot of rackets today just because I feel like this racket gives me a lot of extra for my doubles game, but for singles I want to find a little bit more of my ground strokes, and I feel like maybe trying a Babolat will help me out, so that's what I'm going to try first now. All of these rackets today are strung with my string of choice. This is the Prince Tour XP string, and it is a 17 gauge, which is great for me. It gives me a little bit more power and pace, but still not sacrificing a breaking of a string. I don't like when strings break really quickly, so this Prince string for me is the best one I've used so far. So I'm starting off with a regular pure drive. I have played with this before, and I did have my best results with this back in 2016 when I played singles. So I enjoy the feel of it. Of course, it's a lot stiffer than the racket I'm using now. It gives me a little bit more off of the strings. I already feel like the ease that I get hitting deeper, more pace. It's an easy racket. If you want to find more power and just a little bit of extra oomph, this is the racket for you. So the next racket I'm going to try is still a pure drive, but it's the extended length, and I've also used this in the past too. It gives you a little bit more pop on the serve. I'm a player who kind of switches rackets pretty easily. I kind of get the feel after the first hit, so I know straight away that I'm going to get a little bit more pace with this because of the extra length. You're going to reach those balls that are further out in the corner. If my hitter was a little better. No. So I really like this racket because it gives you that extra reach, especially being quite a short player, and on my serve, I get a little bit more pop. I definitely like this racket a lot more after that shank. But no, it's a great racket. I find a lot of pace with it. I'm just swinging through nice and easy here, and I'm already hitting the baseline. If you want a little bit more power, this is the racket. I love it. That was a great racket. It was one of my favorites. The next one I'm going to try is a Pro Staff. It is the Pro Staff X, which is a little different from most of them. This one has 100 square inch, so I'm going to get a little bit more power from it and a little bit more forgiveness, which is great for the modern game. If, you know, it's tough out there these days. You need a little bit of forgiveness. Still strung up with my string of choice, and I'm really looking forward to try this racket. So when I was younger, I used to use a Pro Staff. And, you know, everybody loves this. It's a cult classic. You can't go wrong with a Pro Staff. You feel like Federer when you're hitting with it. Definitely a lot more ease through the air. The racket kind of swings through. Whoops, a little bit too much power there. And I feel a lot of control. Not on that slice. A little bit of bite when you hit a slice, which is nice because you get a lot of topspin, backspin on that actually. I really, really enjoy this racket. Feels like butter when you're hitting. Good power, good control. I like it. All right, it's a great racket. It makes you feel like you're playing with something that's gonna give you a lot of help when you're playing your matches. So this last racket I'm trying is the Prince Phantom 100X. So I used the Phantom previously before I actually played with my Yonex now. So I really like this racket. I love the thin beam. I love how it looks. It is really stylish. They have really upped their game on this one. So I'm really looking forward to hit with this. Let's see how this goes. Oh yeah, there we go. This feels like home. A lot of power, really a lot of power. The thin beam kind of flies through the air, which is what you want with a racket. You know, you don't want your rackets get stuck through the air like that. When I hit my forehands, it feels like I get that pace and the power. Maybe a little bit less control than the last racket that I tried, but it's great. I really, really enjoy hitting with this. It's gonna feel great on volleys too, because that thin beam will go through the air and make you feel like you've got all the control in the world. So I've really wanted to take a couple serves with these rackets. I'm gonna try this Phantom, see if it gives me a little bit of pace and pop that you want. Yeah, a lot of pace. There's a lot of pace coming off this racket. So if that is what you're looking for, this is for you. I think you're gonna get a lot of flat pace from this ball, from this racket. I don't know how much spin you're gonna get from it. So I'm gonna try a kick here. Actually, a lot of kick with this too. I think it kind of accentuates everything. You know, if you want to hit a hard ball, it's going to give you that little bit extra pace. If you want to hit with a lot of spin, I think it's going to help you with that too. So if you're looking for a racket that kind of magnifies your game, this is for you. This is a great racket. I love it. So I'm going to try and serve with a couple others as well. So this is the Pro Staff X. I've been looking forward to hit some serves with this. I hopefully can get a little bit of pace. Whew, I actually like that one. Even though that hit the net, there's a lot of power, a lot of pop. Oh, that's a bad ball toss from me. Don't do that. A lot of pace. It goes through the air, just the same on your ground strokes. You want to get that feeling of ease when you hit it. I like this one. I'm going to try and hit one more with a kick and just see if it gives me that spin that I want, that kick on the second serve. It definitely feels a little bit more controlled than the Phantom. I think that it's in the middle of the Babolat and the Phantom. I think that it kind of gives you a little bit of both of those things. It feels really nice in your hand though. There's not really a racket out there that kind of goes through the air as smooth as this Wilson. So this is the Pure Drive Plus. So this is where I think I'm gonna get a lot more from this racket because it gives me that extra inch. Yes, that sound, it comes off the string. It's just such an easy racket. You get that extra pop that you want. You can feel it come through the air. You can feel that extra inch giving you the pace that you want. I think that this racket's gonna really help. If you don't have a big serve and you wanna add 5-10 miles an hour to it, this is the racket for you. You're gonna get that extra inch. You're gonna pop down, you can snap your wrist. I love this racket for serving. It is great. This is the Pure Drive Regular. You're not gonna get that extra inch, but I think that it's still gonna give you pop on your serve. Oh, I hit the net there. So I'm missing that extra inch from the other racket. But it still gives you power. It gives you, you can feel that it's giving you, it's helping you when you're serving. I love this serve for second serves. I don't have that much topspin on my second serve, so it comes through quite slicey. So this racket for me helps my second serve. Many rackets nowadays, they kind of give you a lot of spin, but not much for your slices or underspin. But this racket does help that as well. I love it. It's my favorite. So this racket for me, it is a little bit headlight, I feel. So when you're hitting your volleys, it doesn't give you that throughness that you want to feel. I think if you're a doubles player, this racket's gonna take away a little bit off of your volleys, but I mean, it's gonna give you a lot more on your ground stroke. So it's kind of give and take. So let's just hit. Yeah, you get used to it after a while. I think that it definitely, it takes a little bit of getting used to. It's not your traditional volley racket where you feel that it's kind of guiding you through the ball. I do like it. I don't know how much slice it's gonna give me, but as a doubles player, I feel like it gives me a little bit of control off of the strings. That wasn't a good one. There we go. Yeah, I like it. A little bit more, a little bit less control on the volleys, but still a decent racket. I think this is an all-rounder for me. So this, to me, is a very good volleying racket. You've got that thin beam, it goes through the air, it gives you something when you're hitting them. Personally, if I was just volleying, this would be a great racket. So I think for a touch player, someone that wants to feel the racket help them through those kind of slices, this is a great one. The beam definitely helps. I really like it. Here we go. Look at that. I haven't missed one yet. There we go. So this is the regular length pure drive. I know I'm gonna get zero control for this. Let's see. Look at that, it just comes off of your strings. If you are a seasoned volleyer, you're not gonna struggle as much with it because I think that you can kind of feel and control and rein your volleys in a little bit. But if you're not, it doesn't help with that. It is gonna come off your racket flying. But I think what it gives you from the baseline and on your serve, you spend more time at the baseline and on your serve these days more than volleys anyways. So I think that this racket for me, oh, it is just great. It feels like home. Perfect. So this is the pure drive extended length. Again, you're gonna feel that extra power when you're hitting. There's an extra inch, so for the wide volleys, you're gonna get a little bit more reach. But I think for the volleys that are coming in close, you're gonna struggle a little bit more because sometimes when it comes into your body, that extra inch is hard to maneuver. So for me, this is not a doubles racket. Look at that, 3 volleys. Yeah, difficult when it comes into your body because you feel that extra inch. But yeah, overall a good racket. Still prefer the regular length for sure. So after getting all nice and sweaty and hitting with all these great rackets, I think, honestly, I really like the regular length Babolat. I think that is definitely the choice for me. I will be switching, maybe not this week for my tournament. I probably should be a little bit more professional and take a little bit of time. But it feels like home for me. It feels so perfect when it goes through the air. That for me is my choice. And yeah, if you want to switch to the racket too, head to tenniswarehouse.com because you're going to find this racket and all of these great rackets and at the best prices.